So you can put away your phone whenever you're ready, and we get started. Done.
Done.
I don't want to steal Mark's thunder. Can't be doing that to the guy. He's sick.
Welcome to another episode.
It helped you use the microphone.
I was going to say it on your fucking thing. Ask
Somehow we already
There you go.
We already got our beginning of the episode. Welcome to another episode of the Smoke and Steel podcast, brought to you by StogieReview.com. Tonight we got the three amigos in the garage. Me, Eric, Jimbo, and our fearless leader, Walter. What's new, Walter?
Well, so actually there was something that we were supposed to do and apparently forgot about. Remember that Cigar and Lifestyle Expo that you asked me if we wanted to go to?
Totally forgot.
Turns out it sucked.
Good.
So, Cigar Craig, who's been following the show for a while, he's a long time Stogie Review person. I've known him for years and years, decades. He went down. He said he pretty much felt the same thing that we did. It was like, oh, it's $10. It's worth a shot. And he said, no, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the $10. He said it was a 3-day show. He got bored in an hour and a half.
Oh,
and that was it. He said there was like 5 cigar brands that no one's ever heard of. He did talk to a few people. Fogbox was there. There were, a couple of nice people, but it was kind of underwhelming from what I heard. So it's probably a good thing that we forgot.
I did see the pictures on Instagram now that you said it, and there was more vendors there, like watches and bracelets and those stupid cups you see, the custom printable cups. I was like, we would have been upset if we went.
Well, for $10.
Yeah, I mean, even if we got 2 good conversations with people, I guess that'd be worth it.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have a question to ask over there?
Yo, what's everybody smoking tonight?
Oh, wow. Thanks for asking, Jim.
You're welcome.
I'm
Eric.
smoking the Plasencia Alma Fuerte Salomon. Salomon. How do you say it? Salmon? Salmon.
Salomon? That's how I always say it.
Salomon.
Salomon.
How about you, Jim?
I got the Miacosaria.
Dude, we're having trouble. Me can't
I love Spanish, okay?
None of us have, well,
I had 4 years of Italian in
hey,
high
I
school.
can't say salmon. You can't say
Whatever that is.
quesarita.
Miacosaria.
Get him a chimichanga.
That's,
Chimichanga.
It's Steve Saka cigar
Yeah.
from Dunbar.
Yes.
And I haven't had that one, but the ones with the blue bands, I also can't pronounce those. They're great cigars.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an LFD Suave that I got from Kyle. This is a Maduro. And this is why I didn't order those cigars, because the Suave that you showed me looks way different than this one.
Yeah,
Yes.
that must have been, maybe that was an original I got from Cigar Page.
Yeah, so that was why I didn't order them, because the image on Cigar Page didn't look like this.
Didn't have the horse on it.
So I'm kind of curious. Like, I don't know, maybe LFDs, maybe they're different for mega retailers versus brick and mortars.
We'll have to get them and figure it out.
Because these are a little bit more, a couple bucks a stick more. But the mystery of the cigar industry.
I'd rather give my money to Kyle. Unless he double charges me.
Unless he sends you a letter with words you can't pronounce.
Oh, so Jim, what we're going to do is, because now they think it's this big joke to send us these, Louisiana Creole words that we can't pronounce. When they come on next week for the Christmas extravaganza, we're going to have Philly words for them to pronounce.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say them right now so they can't get a hint. But
Well, it won't matter because
oh, yeah.
it just comes out afterwards.
Timeline strikes again.
Yeah, I want to see those guys say skookle.
Yeah.
Manny Yunk.
Matty Young.
What other?
Bryn Mawr,
Water.
Conshohocken.
Wooder.
Conshohocken. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. I'm excited about our Christmas episode next week, even though you've all seen it. I hope you enjoyed. So what we got on the agenda?
Oh, a little correction too. So last week I did that whole Merry New Year thing. That's actually coming out the week after. So that's it. That's like officially in 2026.
I'm pretty sure our fans know not to go by our timeline at all.
Yeah. So today, just to break the fourth wall. Today is December 2nd, This one will be published. I guess it's like the third week in January. Yeah, we're a little over a month ahead.
Cool.
I mean, you got to realize we're in a garage. There's a heater in the background. We're all kind of bundled up. We're worried about the cold and being driven out of here when it's like 2 degrees outside. So
Today was our first podcast with snow on the ground. So that's
Yeah, man. A little snow, a little freezing rain.
kids got called out of school.
they called them out. They did a 2-hour delay last night already.
Yeah.
And then pretty early today, we got the call that they were closed. So they never closed that early when I was a kid.
Did they make them do a virtual day?
Yeah. Well, they these days they make them bring home like snow day packets that they break out, and I think they plan for like 3 days a year. So all of them had these little packets that they were doing. Well, it's clearly not a full day's worth of work,
No.
Right.
but it's just something to keep them busy, and that's always nice.
Yep.
Oh, we used to pray for the snow days.
Oh my gosh, they were the greatest.
There was no packets to take.
No.
There was nothing. It was go out and play in the snow day.
And everybody just converged out on the street or the local hill, and that doesn't happen anymore. I know, here we go. I sound like an old boomer, but
I remember waking up. I knew if there was going to be snow, I'd wake up early and you watch the news, and they had that ticker across the bottom.
you're just sitting there waiting for your, come on, baby, come on, PS 103, damn it, no, I need 6.
I don't ever remember a 2-hour delay though either. It was either you were going to school or you weren't going to
Yeah,
school.
there was no bullshit.
My time, they really did do a good amount of 2-hour delays.
Well, when I was in high school, I remember 2-hour delays, but when I was a kid in Philly, there were no 2-hour delays.
No, when I was in high school, there was no 2-hour delays.
Since you guys were in Philly, a bulk of the guys walked, right? The kids
Yeah.
walked,
Yeah, to grade school. I mean, I had to take 2 buses to get to high school. No school buses, public transportation buses.
Jeez.
It was either that or the trolley and the Broad Street subway.
To get to school.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
No, I walked I wasn't in high school for very long before we moved, but I walked even to high school. I went to Mass Bomb, so I was like at K&A, so it wasn't very
Can you
far.
imagine your kids walking through Kensington now to get to
Oh,
school?
no. God, no.
For those who don't know, that's
like
where
to-
Walt grew up.
I don't like to imagine anyone walking through Kensington.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me because that's all I've known it as. But you know it as just a normal,
Yeah.
you go out, play in the street. Now, we can't even,
Yeah.
grown men can't walk around there, let alone children.
Well, I go back to my old neighborhood in Philly, and I almost want to cry. There's like blocks missing of houses just gone.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll get nostalgic and I'll pull up a Google Street View and I'll kind of like wander through my neighborhood. Like random houses just fall down.
Yeah.
There's just like a vacant lot in the middle of a city block. It's just
I have a gut feeling that Kensington is the next gentrification area. I really do think they're going to try and clean. I don't know where they're going to push all those zombies, for better lack of terms, but I just think it's like the next fish town, where you could buy a whole city block of houses for $100,000, and now each individual one goes for millions.
Well, I think they're going to hit Port Richmond before they get to Kensington.
yeah. So a friend of mine, his mom still lives in technically I think it's Harrogate, but it's Kensington. So we're off Kensington Avenue.
Right.
And she refused to move. Like she just said, "I'm not going to be pushed out." She's on some like board for revitalizing the city or something. And I haven't talked to them in years. Last I heard, they're like making efforts to bring things around. But I think you're right. I think it's going to be more Port Richmond before it ever gets down into like the heart of Kensington.
And what sucks is those people who stayed, they're going to get pushed out too because the housing pricing is going to go through the roof. So someone eventually will come to you and say, hey, this is what I'll give you for your house. And if you say no, they make it impossible for you to stay eventually, which that's the bad part of when they say gentrification. Even the people who stuck it out and, always paid their bills, it still becomes too much for them to stay because the housing, the market goes through the roof. But
actually, you know what? I think it's already happening in Port Richmond. There was a friend of mine lived over by, I forget the name of the park. It was like way up by not Delaware Ave, the big street that ran 95 comes off, dumps you on, and it runs into Bridesburg. He lived up in that way, and they like gutted a factory, and they must have put in 100 to 200 luxury apartments.
Oh, yeah.
And they were going for crazy money in an area that, I mean, it was a little more expensive. It was a little more upscale than the rest of the neighborhood, but wild money.
Those up by the casino in Valley Forge, those high rises now, $700,000 for a condo.
Yeah.
Now you get like the membership to the gym, and they said it was a big. Me and my wife just went on a tour just to see what it was like. You get every week, you get 2 happy hours with unlimited drinks. So I was like, stuff like that's cool, but
Yeah, but you're paying for that in your HOA. What's your HOA every
it's
month?
not crazy. They wouldn't even tell you.
Yeah. Was I a million years ago? I went out with a girl who lived there before they became condos. They were the apartments then, and she lived there, and she told me what she was paying for rent. I'm like, you're out of your mind. I'm like, you're crazy. I'm like, you could buy 2 houses for what you're paying for rent.
But there's no houses to buy.
No, well, she ended up
Right.
buying a house in Roxborough.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's right now. There's nothing really to buy. Around here, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right, enough doom and gloom.
That's right.
On with the cigars.
Did we go past Eric's intro? Oh, yeah, we did.
No, we got that.
I'm
Next,
messing
we got social media fans of the week.
You hit yours?
I feel like we need a theme song for that or something. A little jingle.
Now we're talking.
So YouTube, I was really awesome. I saw a name that I recognized. Jim Cronin commented on a video.
Go, Jim.
I hope Jim likes when we talk about him in his shop.
Oh, he's the one that owns the one in Skipback.
Yeah. Skip back.
Nice.
So that was really cool. It was the episode we were talking about Drew Estate, and he had mentioned that he was going to break out one of his favorite Drew Estates, the old Quattro Cinco.
I'll tell you what, Jim, if you're listening to this, I've never met you, but I feel like I have from all the stories the guys have about you. So that's saying a lot.
So on Discord, we got a lot of activity from Dr. TLO, and most notably, Dave West has been a fireball of activity, which is phenomenal.
A freaking guy.
Amazing. So the thing with Discord that kind of sucks is it's always been like the place where we post the episodes early. So we get a lot of people that join, and I think they watch the episodes early and they don't really interact with the community, which is kind of a bummer. But all the stuff from Dave lately has been awesome. I feel like I'm talking to people, which is cool.
That is cool. All right, I have the Facebook pulled up. So first, I want to do the weekly engagement. I got to give a shout out to Rob Gianelli. He's on a 7-week streak, and between the dates of November 23rd and 29th, he has 281 points. I have it's like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter, and we don't know what the hell they mean. But you got 281 points, Rob Gianelli. We got Eddie on an 11-week streak. Our boy Larry Sulfur coming in. Slifer, what am I doing? Craig Bell, Mike Pinto, and then our top fans of the week. Holy cow, we got a lot. I remember the days where there was 2 names on here.
So what was the first group?
That was our the most engagement over the last
awesome.
week. We got a new top fan, Bruce Wikowski. He's a friend of ours, old Padre. Joseph Dayan. Kayla Drumheller still hanging tough on the top fans. Attaboy, honey. Chase Carlin, Eddie Zero, Jim Lofton, as always, Thomas Scharf, and Joe Macco. Joe's been there since we started this. He's been a top fan from originally.
I love hearing the same names over and over again.
Which
it's
is
like,
awesome.
That's awesome that we've got a rock solid base.
And they're not falling off. You know, that Rob Gianelli and Joe Macco, they don't, they could take a step back, but they don't. They stick with us, which is awesome.
We just need them to spread the word a little.
Hey, man, we've seen since Dave's episode, we've getting an influx of new guys, which is great.
Yeah, that's cool.
A lot of avowed fans coming around.
Mm-hmm.
So really exciting stuff.
And Instagram, we got Jose Fortes Ramos, who we see pretty routinely. He's another rock. And Big Rob Nola. Been seeing some awesome comments and activity from Rob. He's always a fun guy to talk to. I like seeing his name pop up, even if he is making fun of us Yankees for trying to pronounce, what was that word? Langnappy.
Langnappy. They were like, Rose and Langnappy. And I was like, sounded good to me.
I think it's, what is it? Lanyap?
Still gris to me. I did want to tease. We have an episode coming in the works. What we're planning to do is a listener appreciation night. So it's kind of still in the works, but I have reached out to some of our everyday listeners, people who have been with us since day one, some new people. And what we're going to do is we haven't picked a date, but we're going to have a whole episode dedicated to you guys. One's supporting us. We're going to be able to bring them on, introduce them, tell them how they got to, know the show. And it's going to be a fun night just celebrating those people that have been with us the whole time.
Yeah, we want to bring you guys on so you can pat us on the back.
And if you hear this and you want to be involved, reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook. Just message the group pod, or Eric Drumheller is my handle on both Facebook and Instagram. So look me up.
Yeah, and this isn't something that we're going to do one time. It's something that we like to do continually.
Absolutely.
Every so often. So if you want to be on, let us know, and we'll let you know, when we're doing it again.
We're not going to be forgetting you guys, even if this takes off and we're big time one day, we're going to remember the people that got us, to where we are. We're not those type of people. So,
Yeah.
All right. Weekly cigar haul.
I thought we'd mix it up a little bit. Has anyone bought anything fun?
My wife's a top fan now. Can't be putting one on. I actually today purchased, I love Room 101 Johnny Tobacco Nuts. So they had a 5-pack for $30. So I jumped on that. Over the weekend, I watched the Eagles game at the local lounge, and I had what did I have? A Tato Black Lancero, and I had a Opus Super Bellicoso. So that was what I bought the last week.
Cool. I got an email from Cigar Page, and in it was another closeout or clearance list. And I was going through it, and I caught something caught my eye. Murcielago. I bought them many times, but then they sent out like a Black Friday discount code, $15 off. So I got a bundle of Murcielago Toros for $84. And you just cannot beat that deal for a daily
20?
driver. 20.
Holy cow. That is amazing. Their Lanceros are one of my favorites. How about you over there?
No, I kind of
You've been good.
been good because still fighting this sinus infection thing. So I've just been smoking the hundreds of cigars I have at home.
And you still get a monthly from
And
Small
I still
Batch.
get my monthly small batch.
Go ahead, Walter.
That's on here.
Okay, good. We'll
We
wait.
can jump ahead if you want to.
No, we'll wait. We got a schedule to uphold. Oh, now.
Oh, what the hell? Well, I'm just like a natural segue. We might as well talk about it.
Segue. Speaking of monthly cigar clubs, our boys down at the LACC, the Louisiana Cigar Collective, have launched the collective. What is it? The Louisiana Collective Box.
Collective pack. I think they
Collective
call it.
pack. So it's going to be a curated $70 a month cigar club where you could get anywhere from 3 to 6 cigars. And they said the value will be over the $70 mark. They're going all out. They're going to send a curated list of description, pairing, the whole kit and caboodle about each cigar you get, the history, all that, and some nice packaging. And they said if you sign up before December 15th, again, this won't help you, but
No.
you get a gift for being one of the first original takers of the box. So
Yeah, it'll be shipping out the 15th of every month. And I want to say, I remember reading that there's going to be like a private community. I guess it'll probably be a Discord channel.
there already
people.
is. They created a private Discord that you can only get in the thread if you're part of the group.
Oh, cool. So they know that I'm in it already.
That's right. Also, the really cool part is there's no commitment.
Yeah.
You want to do 1 month and cancel, you can. You said you can just pause it, and be like, hey, got a lot of bills this month, skip this month, and they're totally cool with that. I know some you got to sign on for a year, so that's nice that there's no commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I know that they do a really good job putting together their samplers on the website. And I think that because I buy stuff when it's on sale, and I think this would be a really great way to get some of the more boutique stuff that sort of goes over my head because I'm so, I'm budget conscious. So I don't mind spending a little bit more money having the sampler created for me.
Yes.
And it gives us stuff to talk about on the show. So hopefully we'll get some cool cigars out of the deal.
And that's why I've had the cigar page for like the last 12, 15 years.
Small batch.
Small batch. And of course, I get stuff I don't get around here. And there's stuff that I've never seen before that I get. And it's,
Whenever your small batch comes, Jim always sends me a picture of it right away. And they are really good at having their finger on the pulse of the community. What do I always tell you? Man, that's one everyone's talking about right now. I was like, they are so good at that. You haven't had a month where I was like, they do so well. I'm like, that one is what everyone's talking about. The blue, when it first hyped up, they sent you one. I was like, they're really good about that. And I think Kyle and Eddie are going to be the same.
So how many cigars do you get in your pack? Or does it change?
It varies. Sometimes there's 3. Sometimes there's 6 or 7. It all depends. Like the one time I got a Davidoff, an Opus, and something else. Mm-hmm. So it was like, it's always way above what my monthly membership
What is your monthly?
50. So it's always like at least $60, $70 worth of cigars every month.
That's cool.
But it's like I said, there's a lot of stuff I can't get around here.
For me, it's the surprise that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
It's like I buy one and I know what's coming, but just for some reason, not knowing just gives it a little bit more excitement.
Well, I get the thing going, wow, we took the money out of your account. And then like either that day or the next day, I get your stuff's in the mail. So I'm like, okay, when's it getting here? And it gives you something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Like what the hell's in the package this was.
And you've never had a month where you're like, well, that was not worth it.
No, never, ever.
I've never seen a picture that I was like, yeah, that was a down month for them.
Never.
That's always been my fear with Cigar of the Month clubs where, it's like, well, is there ever going to be a period where you start, it's pretty obvious, like I'm getting less than what I'm paying for here. So that's why I've always been gun shy about it. But I really like the guys at LACC and I trust them to
well, the one
deliver.
year for my birthday, the wife got me a different Cigar of the Month club. And the first couple of months, I was like, wow, this is pretty good. And then after that, just, whoa, I'm like, I don't want Gurkhas. This is stuff I don't even smoke they're sending me. So it was like a 6 month. It was like a 6 month that I was locked into. And then the wife's like, do you want me to renew? I said, no, I'm good. I got my other Cigar of the Month club. I'm good. Thanks, babe. It was nice, but probably 70% of the cigars they gave me, I gave away.
Yeah, years ago, a friend of mine signed up for, I want to say it was Corona. He got a Cigar of the Month club through like a Christmas present or something, and a lot of what he was getting were house blends, like house exclusives. Like he liked it, he was happy with it, but I don't want that.
No,
like
yeah. I don't want unbanded cigars that I don't know what they are.
Oh.
Well, these were all banded, but they were like, they were like house exclusives. They
like nothing.
Yeah, just.
That's why the ones that you can't get into because they're full up, they're good because the people stay.
Mm-hmm.
What did you tell me? If there's an opening in someone's Cigar of the Month club, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it right, people want in and they stay in. If you get in, they're like, oh, yeah, we have all these spots open. That's telling because it's something that if it's good value, people will want to do it.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I got an email from Small Batch going, we have an opening. I can't.
Well, didn't that happen a few months ago? They had an opening, but it was like top tier.
Double platinum diamond. You remember that?
I said, $400 a month.
It was like $500.
Yeah.
And it was like you get 2 boxes of cigars. And I was like, get the hell out of here.
Well, they do. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while, but they used to do, it was open to anybody. They would do, it was like $1,000. But you got like 5 boxes of cigars. And you got
a month.
It's like, and you got, all one shipment. You got 5 boxes of cigars, and then you got a bunch of select singles that you couldn't find anywhere, like vintage stuff and hard to find stuff. But I'm thinking,
It's crazy.
1,000 buy, got 1,000 to throw out right now.
And if I did, I want it to be guaranteed, and I know what I'm buying.
Yeah.
Think about all the Cubans you could buy for $1,000. It's like, I'm not going to trust you with $1,000 to give me something. $50, $70, I'll roll the dice.
Small batch I would trust.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're not going to give you, dog rockets.
Right.
They're not going to give you 5 boxes. They're going to give you 5 boxes of top-end cigars.
Cigarbage. Call back from Dave West. It took us a while,
So
but
while you were telling that story, it made me remember something else. So you buy those cigars all up front, in my mind, it's like a year's supply worth of cigars. I knew a guy that won. Oliva was doing this big thing. They were giving away a car, a Mini Cooper, and then like second or third prize was a year's supply of cigars. And when he found out what a year's supply of cigars was, it was a little bit of a letdown. It was 12 boxes, 1 box a month for a year. And this guy's like, man, I smoke my Gisbert Churchills and I smoke 2 of them a day. There's no way. Like this is like a 3-month supply.
it's
of
funny you
cigars.
said that 'cause I had a buddy who won it was like Budweiser beer for a year, and it was a case a month, or 1 case a month. He's like, I'll have that drank in the first month. It's like 12 cases. Just send it to me now. Like, it's like, whose all year of drinking is this? Not mine.
Save yourself a bunch of shipping costs. Just send me 12 now.
That'll hold me for 3 weeks. I said, my dad was like, dude, if they went off of how much you used to drink, they'd go bankrupt if you won that competition. They'd be like, oh God, 30 rack a day? 365 cases a year?
Just going to a bar?
Yeah, right. A giant bar. Yeah. We won't get into my old drinking habits.
Well, I don't want to say I drank a lot in my youth, but I quit drinking beer and Schmitz went out of business. So
the local pub I used to frequent, when I stopped drinking, he was like, man, Yuengling lager stock is going to take a dive. All right. We're going to come up to one of my favorite segments. We got Eddie on the streets. So we're going to play you a clip from Eddie on the streets.
What's up, gentlemen? I am at Bourbon and Ash this evening. Tulsa or Broken Arrow, Oklahoma City, somewhere like that. I think it's Oklahoma City. So going in to check it out. This is the place upstairs. Pretty awesome lounge. Humidor's over here. And then the bar is over to the left, over that way. So the lounge is upstairs. This is downstairs of the lounge area. This place is huge. Great service, nice people. I will definitely be back. Across the street, we have some fine dining barbecue, Billy Sims Barbecue. I might eat dinner there tonight. What's up, guys? I'm hanging out at the lounge, Oklahoma City, Bourbon and Ash. Pretty cool place. Tonight I'm smoking the Plasencia Alma del Fuego. Great cigar. Pretty good price point. I think it was $16 here. Yeah. Have a great night. All right. I'm headed out to get some barbecue. Across the street, Billy Sims Barbecue. We'll check it out. All right. Going in to check out the barbecue joint across the street.
I'll tell you what. He's getting pretty damn good at that. I don't want to give him a big head, but man, he's getting comfortable and I love it. Now we're getting bonus barbecue reviews and
wasn't Billy Sims a football player
or a boxer? I'll Google him.
Yeah.
The other thing so prior to Eddie doing this for us, I've always had Eddie on the streets. Wherever he is, he would just text me, be like, hey, yo, check this place out. And that's how we got the idea of actually doing it for the pod. He'd always be like, yo, look where I'm at. And I'll tell you what, when he's at a place like that, I get super jealous. Like, that place was sweet. He's at a shithole, like hole in the wall place. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But when he sends me a place like that he's at, I'm like, oh,
that was sweet.
That one's pretty awesome. So where was that one at?
Tulsa, Oklahoma. He sent me one today, not to spoil it, but he was in Nashville, and I'm editing the video, I'm putting it all together, and then I'm like, I'm curious, how far away is this from the Crown Heads headquarters? It's 6 miles. I was like, man, you could have just went over there, beat on the door a little bit.
Yeah.
You were right. Billy Sims, Heisman Trophy winner, and he played for Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I thought so.
So thanks, Eddie, for another installment of Eddie on the Streets.
It's cool when he sends me those clips because it is very apparent he's getting more and more comfortable. So like, the first video, he's like, he doesn't want to be an intrusion or a burden. And now he's just vibing with it. It's really cool.
He's been talking to the owners and like, he's really getting into it. Yeah. That first one he did, which we did live, he wouldn't even go in.
Yeah.
No one noticed it at home because he filmed outside, but he was like, I wasn't comfortable walking in, so I'm just out on the street. And I was like, well, hey, that's in the name. All right. What do we got next?
Well, I think we might have covered it a little bit, but we had Dave West on last week, and that was awesome. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I was watching it back, and there was a couple of comments that made me feel a little self-conscious. They were like, man, you were really asking some tough questions. I'm like, man, I watched it back. I'm like, wow, I felt like I was grilling him a little bit, but I was just curious, genuinely curious.
He handled all the questions very well. But yes, I watched it again. I was like, we did pepper him pretty good. We're no fluff around here, boys.
Right, he thought we were just going to do a little fluff piece, not us.
We hit the hard-hitting questions, but he handled it great.
Oh, yeah.
What a classy guy.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy. It's been and we've been talking quite a bit since then, in Discord and things like that. And it's just he's just a nice guy. I like having him as part of the community, and hopefully we can give him a little push.
And I don't want to toot our own horn, but
not that he needs it, but
no,
trying to do our part, give him a little push.
If anything, he did us a favor for coming on.
Oh, of course.
But I'll tell you what. So far, every guest we've had on, we now have a relationship with.
Oh, yeah.
I thought when we had these guests on, when we had Kyle and Big Rob on, I thought it's a one-time thing. It was nice for them, but we have such a good relationship now. They're coming on again next week for our Christmas extravaganza. Again, you've seen it. Dave, he's been like, he's not going to be a one-time guest. That's I had in my head, these guys are going to come on one time, and that was it. Every guy we've had on, we have a relationship with now.
Oh, I've had a relationship with Dave since 2007.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was my fear. I don't want anyone coming on that is just going to use this as an infomercial, because we've seen that.
We've run into
especially
it.
with like when celebrity comes out with a cigar and you see them start to make the rounds. It's like it's a little.
We've had that happen a lot more than I thought. We've had a lot of people reach out to us, and I was like flattering at first, but now we're a lot more aware of it because we're getting a bigger platform. And at first we're like, anybody, you want on? Let's go. Who are you? Oh,
the moon landing was fake. Come on and tell us about it.
This crazy guy coming in a bubble suit. But now it's like we quite often get people sending us stuff, and we do have to, and we're not going to be fake. For all you out there, when we review something, we're going to review it. Yeah. And if we don't like it, we're going to say it.
We're going to tell you the truth.
Very respectful. We're not going to trash you or anything, but if you're looking for people to blow smoke, that's not going to be us, other than
no.
Yeah,
we're holding true to Stogie review. If you don't like the truth, don't listen.
Yeah, if we have people on, I want to see it develop into a long lasting relationship. That's important to me. The whole community thing is very important. Has always been very important to me with Stogie Review, and I want to see that continue with the podcast.
Because I want to do the same for our fans. The LACC guys and Dave West, they're continuing their relationship with us. I want our listeners to feel the same about us. We're not going to be too big time for them. We're going to be here to answer your questions and appreciate you. And So that's cool, man.
Never forget where you came from.
So we were talking off camera. My favorite part of that interview, by far, is you come walking in the door. You just look at Mike and you're like, "Give me, give up your."
Sorry, couldn't
Give
tell,
up the
but I
headphones and
came
Mike.
up.
You're not the core four. Give me your stuff.
I got to the door and I seen Jimbo go like this. Bullpen. Erickson, get out, rookie. He went over and took the ball, rummed it up a little bit. He goes,
We're going with the left-hander.
We got a man on first and second, 2 outs. Get in there and throw the heater.
And then you started asking questions we already asked an hour before.
So Dave, we hear your invite only.
Tell us about a pound. That's all right.
Oh, that was so much fun, though. I'm gonna look back on that
That was a good time.
as a top episode of the year. That was a good one.
Yeah, I felt like my old days of college baseball coming out of the bullpen. That was fun. All right.
And we're just powering through this list.
Powering through.
We're talking a good amount on each.
And we don't have a lot to I don't have a giant list of stuff to talk about, but this next one is pretty interesting. I've been trying to make the rounds and watch other podcasts just to see what everyone else is doing. And I don't want to sound like pretentious or anything, but I don't listen to a lot of other podcasts for not because like I'm better than them or anything. It's just like, man, this takes so much time. I don't often have time where I could just sit down and spend an hour watching other podcasts. There are a few that I watch that I really like. Creekside's one of them. I think they do a great job. Their interview with John Huber was awesome.
Incredible.
And they actually learned some stuff in that podcast that I never knew. Did you know that John Huber was like very involved in the creation of La Traviata?
I remember hearing that years ago, but I wasn't, you hear stuff, but you don't know if it's true or not. But yeah, I mean, back in the days, I smoked a ton of La Traviatas.
So did I. A lot of them. I can't believe they went away.
Yeah.
We're all huge, big Crown Heads fans around here.
But that was like really cool. I felt like I learned something. Like, not that I know everything, but it was just cool. Something back in when I was heavy into CAO that I didn't even know.
Yeah. Like I said, I heard rumors about he was involved, but I was, you take everything with a grain of salt. But back in the day, I can't even tell you how many of those I smoked.
And it's funny you say that because if I used to watch a cigar podcast, I didn't pick at it at all because I had nothing to tie it to. But now when I watch it, I'm like, that's great. We got to do that. Or I would never have done that. And those Creekside guys, they do it right. And their hats are sick. I was like, I like our merch too, but those hats were sweet.
The Creek hats? Yeah.
Hubert was talking about the one cigar that's big for them. I can't remember what it was, but they had a cease and desist. Oh, the blood medicine.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what the original name was?
Oh.
I love the original.
Snake oil.
Snake oil. Blood medicine was going to be snake oil, but they got a cease and desist. I was like, man, those are two great names. Yeah. It was like...
Yeah, I watched it a couple of weeks ago, so I don't remember the finer points, but I guess he loved the name Snake Oil. He was going to release a cigar, and he found out someone else apparently had owned the trademark, so they wanted like a royalty, and he's I'm not paying these guys for every cigar that I sell. So he pivoted, and he made Blood Medicine, and I think I like that better than Snake Oil. I mean, Snake Oil would have been cool, but yeah. I think Blood Medicine's
That's
better.
A shout out to him that he can just come up with good names.
Oh, it's like Black Label came out with Boondock Saints, and then they got the cease and desist because of the movie and all that stuff.
So they dropped the Saints off.
So they just dropped the Saints. But the original cigar bands had Boondock Saints on.
Because we all know there's a couple of companies that they name them and you're like, ugh, those names are horrible.
Well, there's only so many names you can name something.
And everybody wants to sue you if you infringe on it.
Yeah.
I asked the owner of Black Label, James Brown. I asked him one time, I said, Black Label. I said, there's a Black Label skateboard company. There's Black Label Society, the band. And he goes, ours is Cigar Retail. So I was like, that's a huge name. And he goes, no, we didn't have any issues because it's different competitions or whatever. And I was like, there's so many Black Label companies out there. But
so anyway, the whole point of this conversation was to talk about some other podcasts. Another one that I really like, especially when they do an interview with a guest, is Long Ashes. They're it's JR Cigar, and they had Michael Herklots on, and I watched the episode and I thought it was really cool. And there was a piece of it I wanted to pull out and discuss. So I'm going to go ahead and play that clip right now.
You got to come in understanding the house rules, but the house rules also have to be clear. I also think it's important to apply the mirror of alternative hospitality when you're thinking about cigar lounges. Meaning, would I do this in a restaurant, or would I do this at some other venue, or in a theater, or whatever, at a concert? Would this behavior go? And again, I would apply that same thing to retail and lounge owners. So if you think about the greatest hospitality experiences in your life are almost always memorable for service first and then for the quality of the product. Yeah. Well, in lounges, the product is the service and the environment, because they're not making this. Yeah. We're making this. And so all of the things surrounding this are what the lounge should be providing and the customer should be seeking. But in our industry, we punish our best customers with less. You're a regular at a restaurant, you always have a seat, coffee and dessert is on the house, and I already know what you're going to order. Yeah. You're a regular in a cigar shop or a lounge, you have to go get your own cigar. No one's going to help you in the humidor because you come in every day, and you get less service than someone that walked in for the first time, who I've never seen before and may never walk in again. That's the person I'm going to walk over and say, hey, how are you today? Welcome in. Is this your first time here? Gosh, where are you from? Meanwhile, I see you every day, and it's like, that's Joe. He's just buying a Metropolitan. It's like, wait a minute. What are we doing wrong here? And so then customers take advantage of that, because now this is my place. I come here every day. And so that's when you man spread all over the couch. You got your speaker on playing your tunes. You got your cooler full of beverages for the day. You have a lunchbox full of cigars that you've purchased anywhere but the place that you're sitting. And so then you're telling me you do the owner a favor by going in and buying one? Yeah. You're putting in an 8-hour shift. Who's doing who the favor here? So I think that there was a lot to be learned by looking at other hospitality, and from an owner and employee perspective, applying that level of professionalism and service and formality to whatever degree you are comfortable offering that matches your model, and then holding your customers accountable. Mm-hmm. Because when that happens, then together you create a really one-of-one experience. Yeah. Or together you create an absolute despicable, disgusting, ramshackle of an experience. And if that's your model, then congratulations, because you will deliver that. Ashes on the seats, butts overflowing in the ashtray. But could you imagine rolling into a restaurant and sliding over a stack of pancake dishes, brush off the seat just to sit down with your pancakes that you brought from your house, putting them on the table, and then expecting,
top-notch service.
What are you going to do?
Well, I know myself from working at the lounge. Everybody came in, I tried to greet them by name. Hey, how you doing? When they come up to the register, if I knew them well enough, hey, how's the wife? How's the kids? How's this? How's that? I always tried to make them feel welcomed. Where a lot of places you go in, like you said, like Michael said, you go in, they don't give a shit. You go in the humidor, you buy your cigars. That's $57.82. Boom, boom, you're done. There's no conversation. There's no welcome. Hey, how you doing? Nothing.
That's why people would wait for you to work. Yeah. I remember you told stories about the owner would come and be like, I got to talk to you, Jim. And you're like, oh, shit. And he'd be like, so you came in at 4. How comes from noon when we opened to 4, I sold $100 worth of cigars. And then you were there from 4 to 9, and we sold $850 worth of cigars. And of course, you're humble, so you're just like, oh, but that's why. Because people came to see you because you treated them like that guy said, like they should be treated, no matter if it was their first time or their 1,000th time.
Well, it's because that's the way I want it to be treated. If you're a regular and you're spending your hard-earned dollars, you should get to know the people that are your regulars. Even people that weren't regulars are first time in. Hey, how you doing? What's your name? I'm Jim. You need help? You looking for something? You know, do you smoke a lot? You know, first time smoker? You know, you try and help people.
And that says a lot because it didn't matter how much you sold, you still got paid the same.
Yeah.
But that's a common courtesy. We've seen great lounges, beautiful setups, and they didn't make a year because the guy just sat out at the desk. Yeah. Humidor's there. And you're like, oh, okay. And you go in. All right. No suggestions, no nothing. All right. Cash or card.
Yeah.
Lounge is back there. Okay. Now you go sit in this gorgeous lounge, but you know what? There was just something missing.
Yeah.
And we'd go every once in a while, but that's not a place that we would make it our every week place.
So I think he makes a pretty interesting comparison there. So, and we may have already answered it, but do you think that poor hospitality leads to customers directly disrespecting the business? Like he had made a mention of, you know, this guy feels like he's doing you a favor when he comes in because he's in every day. So now he's playing a speaker and he's bringing his own cigars. He's putting his feet up on the table. Do you think that is a result of just poor hospitality? I mean, because I think he makes a good point. I think if the owner is greeting me and talking to me, and I don't know, I feel like that ultimately like brings on another level of respect there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but there's certain, I don't know, things you should do when you're in a cigar lounge. You shouldn't be playing your own speaker because you got to be courteous. There's other people in there. You know, not everybody wants to hear your country western music or your rap music or whatever you're listening to. And, you know, I was always taught you treat the cigar lounge like it's your home.
There's definite correlation. I think if you let things go, things can start to get out of control fast. So I think as an owner, you got to be quick to shut it down because people can try and take advantage of you pretty quick. Because
there was a lot in that podcast that I could have played. It great moments where I forget his name, the other guy, the guy that was conducting the interview, he mentioned like, you know, he walked into a cigar shop one time and everyone's sitting around watching daytime TV. You have no idea who the shop owner is or who the shopkeeper is. And then, you know, they get upset when you do something wrong, but you're like, oh, I didn't know who. Yeah. I just came in and sat down and did what everyone else is doing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a deep question because there is a who's at fault. Is it the lounge for not cleaning up or setting a protocol, or is it the people that are taking advantage? I definitely could see both sides.
So the thing I like most about Michael Herklots is he's been kind of through all levels of the business. Well, I met him when he was working for Davidoff, and then he left Davidoff to work for Nat Sherman. Nat Sherman's in what, Manhattan?
Yes.
Was in Manhattan?
Was Manhattan.
So like talk about like upper echelon hospitality out of that shop. And now that Nat Sherman has closed, he started his own brand. So he's got a really wide perspective on the industry from various points. So I thought that some of the points that he was making were really interesting because he comes from a hospitality first sort of shop. And another thing he'd mentioned is like, even if the shop owner gives 100%, he should expect like 80% from the customer base. Like you're never going to get a 1-to-1 ratio. There was just a lot of really good points. And that kind of made me wonder, like, what is like an example of excellent or stellar service that you've experienced walking into a cigar shop? Is there like one particular instance that immediately pops to mind? Like, wow, that was a next level experience. I definitely want to go back. I feel like I was treated well. Top points across the board.
Yeah.
For me, the one that always sticks out is we don't go there that often because it's far away, but Santiago's in Bethlehem.
Yes.
So there's a woman. Her name is Consuela. She owns Amos Cigars out of the Dominican, and she's got the local shop in Bethlehem. The humidors, nothing fancy. It's not a huge humidor. There's not very good parking. But you know what? When you walk in there, you're like family. She sits you down. What do you need? Drink this. Ashtrays are always clear. She gives you a hug even if you don't know her. And like that first time I went in there and you guys introduced me to her, I was like, wow. I was like, okay, now I see where you guys.
Yeah. That's why we drove 45 minutes to get there.
She just knows how to handle customers and how to make you feel at home. They were telling stories about guys would be in there for a football game, ends at like midnight, and they'd still be drinking and the party was going great. And she's like, you guys want to hang out? And they're like, yeah. She's like, I'll make some food. And they were there till 3 a.m. And she just stayed.
Yeah.
She probably wanted to go home, but you know what? They were still buying, and she stayed till 3 a.m. with them.
Well, I was talking to her the one time. They had a New Year's Eve, and she was going to close the shop at 11:30. Well, the place was packed, and she stayed. She was there till 4 a.m. till everybody left.
And she has an hour drive to the shop, I believe, or something like that from her home.
Yeah. But that's just the way she is. I mean, she goes way above and beyond the call of duty.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with when I get blown away at a shop. It has nothing to do with the selection. Obviously, that's part of it. If you go, oh my God, they got this crazy selection, that's cool. But it's the other stuff. It's the intangible stuff that really makes it memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't even a big deal. I mean, like most people think it's nothing of it. But the first time I went to Smokies, it was cold. I rode up on my motorcycle. I got there. They opened later than I thought. So I ended up sitting outside on a picnic table, waiting for the doors to open. I was freezing my ass off. Finally, I get inside, buy a couple of cigars. I sit down in the corner, and I'm just trying to like get warm and get my bearings and have a cigar. And they came over. Hey, can I get you a cup of coffee? Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want a cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. And they came around. Hey, can I warm up your coffee? You need another cup? You need a bottle of water? And like anything you need. Do you need anything? Can I get you another cigar? It was like awesome that they just came over and checked on me.
It's not difficult.
It's the little things that just make
difficult.
such the difference.
Yeah. I mean,
we're not
we've been to Smokies a ton of times, and I've never, ever had a bad experience there.
We said that the only problem we have with them is a problem that they love to have. It's so popular now that if they have an event, you can't even get a seat.
No.
So it's like, what's your biggest drawback? Oh, they're making too much money. I was like, they're not going to be upset about that.
No, and it's not a small place.
No, and they have multiple locations, and they're all packed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they take care of you.
They posted a video during the Eagles game the other week, and they were panning around. Every seat in the house was full.
It's crazy. And like I said, it sucks for us, but for them,
for the owner, it's
amazing.
Wonderful.
Now, I never met the owners, but I hear really good things about them. I hear they're nice and
I met them both. Ahmed is the one brother who owns it. He is aces, as you would say.
Yeah.
He is just such a good guy. They're been in the industry. I believe they're Pakistani. Such cool guys, man. They know what sells, and they take care of you. Their events are awesome.
Well, even the people they have working there when they're not there are awesome.
I know. Top to bottom.
Yeah.
They're always emptying your ashtray. They're always asking if you need anything, and their social media game's great. We definitely are going to try and reach out to them.
From what I've seen, they're very fluid too. So if like something doesn't seem to be working for them, they're not afraid to change it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of refreshing because we've seen it many times where people just get their hooks into something and they see it through to the end, even if it's not working.
If it gets stale, and you got to mix things up, man. Yeah, you got to pivot if something's not working. They're very good at that.
You got to keep people coming back,
Yep. The one cool thing about Smokies is when you go in there, it's a melting pot.
Oh, yeah.
You got guys that look like they have $10 to their name, and I've sat there and smoked with millionaires.
Yeah.
Big Dominican crowd in there, It's just awesome. It's just such a diverse, awesome group.
And it always seems upbeat.
Always.
Like you never walk in and the place is somber. Like it's always seems like everyone's having fun.
They have karaoke nights. They do trivia. Our local lounge does trivia too, which is awesome. But it's that stuff that keeps people coming back. Because there's some guys, we're more of an every week, every day kind of people at lounges. There are event hounds. We've seen them. They just look for events, and they only go to lounges when there's an event.
Oh, I've seen it when I worked at the shop. We had Drew Estate events and people coming in from out of state.
Yep. They just follow the reps around.
Yeah.
It's like following the Grateful Dead, you know?
Yeah. Well, they come for the deals and the giveaways. And
if you want to go to a lounge when it's popping, it's at an event. You know, that's when you get the best feel for a lounge, when it's really humming like that.
I get the best feel when you walk in and there's two people and see how they treat you. Do they treat you the same as when it's a big event, or do they just say, okay, he's here to buy 2 cigars? And,
Another interesting comment that Michael made in that interview was the comment about in the restaurant industry, the best customers always have a seat and coffee and dessert on the house. What do you think the cigar shop equivalent is to that?
I definitely think that most lounges should have a royalty or points system. Many of them do. I'd say most do. But when someone doesn't have anything for you being a regular, that kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth. It's like, whether it's 10% off if you spend so much, or for every $200 you get a certain amount of money back, you should definitely have a program like that. Or a lot of places have buy 5, get 1. When you go into a place and they got nothing like that, you're like, if I stay here long enough, or I'm a regular, I'm going to spend a lot of money here. It's like, where's the reward system? Or maybe I'm asking too much, you know, but I feel like that really makes you feel like you're getting something back.
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy to say like, oh yeah, if they give us free cigars every once in a while, but you know,
Not even that.
It doesn't have to be something that hurts their pocket.
right.
Like one thing that I thought was really cool, back when things were going really well at the local shop, the owner came into me one day and he's like, hey, saw it was your birthday on Facebook. Here, happy birthday. Handed me a cigar. I thought that was really cool. Really pissed Mark off. But I thought it was really cool. You know, and I appreciate that. I'm not saying you need to give me a free cigar on my birthday every year, but just the fact that he thought about me, I like that was really cool. I appreciated that.
It's funny you said that, because at that same local lounge, it was on my birthday, and I had been eyeing this lighter. This lighter is now like 6 years old, but I had been eyeing this Opus lighter up for a long time. I came in on my birthday, it was like $175. So I was like, today's the day, I'm getting it. So I was like, I'm going to do some cash and some card, you know, because it was a more expensive thing. And I was like, I got $105 in my pocket. He looked at me and he was like, happy birthday. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, just give me the 105 and we're square. And I was like, that was awesome. Like $65.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that, you know?
It was like going back in time when Tim owned the lounge. Every Thursday was happy hour from 5 till closing. All different kind of deals. Sometimes it was buy 5, get 1 free, buy 5, get 10% off. It was never the same deal, but on Thursdays from 5 till closing, it was happy hours. There was always some kind of deal going on.
The one, it's a tobacco shop. It's not a lounge on High Street in Pottstown, Kohl's. They have a punch card for every smoke you get. If you buy a box of 20, they go 20 times. And after I think it's 20 cigars, you get a free one. So if you buy 40 cigars, they'll punch you 40 and they'll be like, okay, now you get 2 free cigars. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just keep that little card in your, a lot of coffee places do that. You know, after 10 beverages, your next one's on us.
Yeah.
That keeps me coming back to places like that.
It's the little stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, one of the things that impressed me most was when Sandy used to cook on Sundays and put food out was it for the members or for everyone?
Well, mostly for the members, but if you were out front, you know, they weren't going to tell you, no, you couldn't have
I mean, and I think everyone appreciated that. Even if it was just, I didn't have time, so I put a pot of hot dogs on.
Yeah.
Like, everyone appreciated that.
Yeah.
And then there were other times when she like went all out, cooked these big meals, set them out in the little kitchenette. Have at it. Help yourself.
And you know what? The place we go to watch Eagles games, they throw out, you know, hot dogs or pizza. And what's it cost you? $50?
Yeah.
And everyone goes, huh, that's really
Sandy would
nice.
throw out a pot of homemade soup in the wintertime.
And you know what? All
Bowls
you
and-
need is some person to buy 2 expensive cigars and you covered it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like you said, it's those little things that pay off big. So you threw some pizzas down. People are like, wow, that's really nice. Well, it costs you $40 for 3 pizzas.
And the thing, I don't know, it means a lot more when they don't think anything of it. They just do it because they want to be nice versus like, hey, I got you guys pizza. You should appreciate this.
Right.
You still appreciate that, but when it's used as leverage, it's different than when someone's making it to genuinely do something nice for you.
Right. They appreciate you being a member or just being a steady customer. It means more to me.
I think we definitely hit a lot of good stuff. There are places that we're like, dude, stop emptying the ashtray already.
Yeah.
You can go overboard.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Right. There's 2 ashes in there, dude. Cut me a break.
I tie it to one time for my honeymoon, we were in the Dominican Republic, and there was this tour that we took, and it took us to this dance club at the end of the night, and we paid the extra money for the VIP, your own table. We had 2 waiters in the room just with me and my wife and a couple of friends that we met there. You couldn't get half your drink down before. I would like try and chug it as fast as I could, and they'd be like, whoa, whoa. I'm like, guys, let me breathe here.
Yeah.
It's like, it can be too much. But yeah, he seemed like a guy that's been to some really classy places, you know? I don't know if that
I've
changes
been
things
to
or...
Nat Sherman up in Manhattan, and dude, you can't find a classier place when it was open. I mean, I can't even describe it. It was above and beyond anything you can imagine.
I guess all in all, just try and make your customers feel wanted, respected, and that's who keeps your lights on. You know, I get it. You know, it's a business, but at the same time, like, your regulars are, you know, the guys that come in and spend, you know, a couple $200. That's nice, but it's the guys that keep the lights on that are there all the time.
And it's good if you are a regular or semi-regular that they know you.
Right. Everybody wants the cheers feeling, you know, where everybody, there's nothing like, 'cause my brother, he doesn't smoke a lot, but he's been to a couple lounges by himself, and he's like, when I walk into our local one and everyone's like, oh, hey, he's like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't smoke that often, but when I do, that's the feeling that I want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just go randomly and sit by myself and everyone's like, oh, the humidor's over there. And then he just sits there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I want that feeling.
Not to be nitpicky, but I want it to be genuine too. Like, I don't want to hear like, hey, big guy, glad to see you again. Like, if you remember my name.
Padrones are over there.
Like, it's cool when they actually give a shit.
Right.
You can tell pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like I said, that one that didn't make it a year. It was just, do you want us to be here?
Exactly.
Do you
Are we
want us
bothering you?
Yeah.
Do you want us to spend our money here?
Yeah.
It's like he didn't even care.
No.
So I'm like, I'm going to give my money to someone who cares, even though you got a kick-ass lounge back here. And we're like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're not going to, you don't want us here. We're not going to be here.
Right. There was nights when there was, 4 or 5 of us for the whole night. And that was it. There was not even walk-ins.
I'll tell you one place that Stogie Review actually follows. It's the Outer Banks Cigar Store or Cigar Factory. I don't know what it is. They are 90% grab and go. It's a beach town. I went there in the summer and they're used to, hey, here's your cigars. You're going out to the beach. And I was like, well, you know, I got some time. The kids are doing something. And he goes, you want to sit in the lounge? Let's go. Yeah, he was pumped. He sat there, he cut my cigar, and it's not a big place. It's like a little, this is spacious compared to their lounge. It was like a little closet, but you know what? It felt huge that day because he was in there. He treated me right. We got to tag him. I forget his name, but we follow him. I was like, you're like here, he's there. We're packed in, but he made it seem like this awesome, you know, experience for me. Oh yeah, that's such a great cigar. We sat and we had a great conversation. He was excited that someone was sitting there with him. I could tell, but at the same time, I was like, that was a cool experience. We were talking about experiences. That was one of the best ones I ever had. When I said, yeah, I'm going to hang out here, and it was like 90 degrees, and he was like, yeah, let's go. Come on back.
Somebody to talk to.
Yeah,
I can't believe it. I got somebody to talk to.
You want to go to the beach, right? Well, here's your cigars. I was like, no, let's sit down. How do you guys feel about music? Because you know us. Music is a big part of our lounge experience. We're very respectful, you know. We make sure the whole group likes it or whatever. But for the people that are like, no music, I'm like, come on. For us, it's a big part of it. But we're very respectful. Like if we're in a big group at like our social club, we put on the oldies. If there's older guys in there, it's me and Walt would love to play some death metal, but we read the room and it just... When me and Walt are by ourselves, it's awesome. Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
I don't mind it as long as it's not loud to the point where it obstructs conversation.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Is when you can't have a conversation with somebody sitting next to you, then that kind of turns me off. But if it's just like background noise, I love it.
Yeah. My ADD, I hate silence. I like having something there. And it's, yeah, like you said, we don't blare it or whatever, but when we're playing dominoes, there's nothing better than having some good rock and roll going. And so, but there are some lounges that are so packed like Smokies, they can't really do music because it's so big. And so unless they have a, you know, piped in just bass music, it's tough. They can't, it's really tough with the Eagles games too, because there's so many TVs. You don't want to blare the Eagles game so no one can talk.
No, and then because there's so many TVs on, they start to get out of sync.
Oh, yeah.
That's so
There's
distracting.
nothing worse than that.
That
You hear
noise
someone
the shit out of
cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, touchdown up in the rafters, and you're like, shut up. We're still on the 5-yard line down here.
they didn't even send her the ball yet.
Yeah. That's cool, though. Dead air.
Dead air.
We haven't had that in a long time.
What do we got next, Walter?
This one I sent to him, which is exciting. So the Cigar Aficionado released their schedule for how they're going to release the top 25. So now we've talked about this. They're going to have a ton of Cubans on the list. So it sucks for us, but we'll only be, when it does come out, we'll only be talking about the regionals. We'll talk about the Cubans, but we're in it for the regionals. So if you see this December 15th, they're going to, where is it?
Not to derail you. What is the deal with that term regional? It's like a
I know
tick.
it's because
it
it's
bugs
not,
the shit out of me.
You're the guy when they win the Super Bowl and they say world champs. You go, all the teams are either in Canada or United States. It's not world champs. But yes, it is. Tell Guam to get their football team over here and we'll kick their ass. So I guess when you say regional, it means
I know what you mean by it,
non-Cuban.
but I don't. Okay. Especially when people start referring to New World cigars, it's like, are we splitting
what
hairs
would you
here?
call it? A non-Cuban.
A cigar.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's,
I guess it's a shout out to
Cigars
the
available
motherland
in this
Cuban,
country.
you know. Cuba is like, but okay. It's just an easier term to say. That way you know non-Cuban. I'll start saying non-Cuban. Will that
because we talk about Cubans so much that we need to differentiate between the two.
Well, when people say American too, I'm like, that's technically they're mostly sold in America, but they're Dominican or they're Honduras, and but there are people saying American cigars. I'm like, no.
There's very few American cigars.
Regional's better than American, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's more of a
I'll
term.
concede.
It's more of a term. New World, yeah, like.
It just feels very pinky up. Like that's just not me.
But like, if you could think of a better way to phrase it,
Cigars.
but then what about Cuban cigars?
They call them Cuban cigars.
Those are cigars. They're not. At the root of it, it's a cigar. Anywho, tell us about the schedule.
I totally derailed that. So so for starters, this comes out after this is all released. So this is being recorded early December. We don't know what the cigars are going to be.
No.
By the time this airs, everyone will have known what these cigars are going to be, and they'll have been out for weeks. But so I don't know. I what did you want to talk about with this? Because I mean, you sent the schedule, and I grabbed the list of all the winners for since 2004, which was really interesting going through this, because there are far less Cuban cigars on this list than I thought there would be.
Right. That's what I'm excited about. This list just comes out, and for guys that speak cigars every week, it's just exciting to know. A lot of people think these lists are bullshit, you know, who paid the most advertising to get on these lists. But it's just showing this year, you know, the dates of which they break it out, 10 through 9, and then they bring it all the way down to the end of the month, which is, you know, Cigar of the Year on December 18th. So let's look at some of the old winners. That's a cool thing.
So last year was the My Father Judge Gran Robusto, Opus X the year before that. H. Upman number 2 from Cuba in 2022. Padron 1964 in 2021. Epicurio Pledge prequel on 2020. Aging Room Cuatro Nicaragua Maestro. That kind of surprised me because I really like Aging Room, but I would not have expected one to win Cigar of the Year. So that I don't know, that just feels like one for the underdogs, you know.
I love that. Just like the Pledge too. It's like that was an underdog.
Yeah, another Epicurio in 2018, the Encore Majestic, Don Carlos Eye of the Shark in 2017.
I love the Eye of the Shark.
And Illusion Bull in 2016. Still have never had one of those.
What?
Never had one.
I've probably smoked through 7 boxes of those. You know that I have a love. You just want a free one. You know now I'm going to bring it to you. Damn it.
He says he's going to bring it to me.
Oh, no, I did it again. When this episode airs, you might have had one by then.
You did give me a Phantom Queen, which you ruined for me because you told me it's got to be my first cigar of the day. And like...
You want to film it.
I want to film it, but this is never my first cigar of the day.
It'll have to be a morning session. We do it like a Saturday morning pod.
So is it mild? Is that why? Or is it just delicate?
Very delicate.
Okay. So maybe I'll just wing it.
You know how right now I'm into the Gris, the Avowed New Dawns. It's that same buttery, very like, I don't even know like what the word is, but you've had those two cigars. They're very similar. And it's one of those. It's just a very delicate.
It's just nuanced.
Yes.
Okay.
And you don't want to waste it if you had something powerful before.
Okay, so I won't smoke it back to back with something. Let's give it a couple hours of space. 2015 was the My Father La Bijou. 2014, the Oliva Serie V Milanio. Monte Cristo number 2 in 2013, another Cuban. The Flor de Antilles. Is that Antilles or Antilles? I never know how to pronounce that. That was 2012. The Alec Bradley Prensado in 2011. I remember that was kind of an uproar when that won.
I can't believe that won.
Yeah.
The Cohiba Bahiki in 2010. Padron 45 in 2009. Casa Magna in 2008. I remember when that won. My local shop went through a ton of them. Like, couldn't keep them on the shelves. 2007 was the Padron 1926 number 9. 2006 Bolivar Royal Corona from Cuba. The Opus X Double Corona in 2005. And in 2004, which is the last one on this list, was the Padron 1926 40th anniversary.
You could put a Padron 26 or 40 on each one of those spots, and I would be like, that's fair.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? Like, so there's how many on there that were like, bullshit. I can't believe that got on there. They literally could say Padron down the whole thing with different ones and be like, I can see it.
But to me, I prefer the 64 over the 26.
Agreed.
Just me.
That's a great list. There's a couple of ones on there that you're like, but overall.
So these are all the winners. We
obviously
didn't do a deep dive on all the, the top 25. These are all just number ones.
And I
think I smoked everyone on that list.
I will tell you, if you look, there's not a lot of actually, is there any back-to-back brands?
I don't think
so. We've all been calling the blue is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
There's not one back-to-back on that list.
Yeah.
The blue might be shit out of luck because it might not go back-to-back just because of last year.
Right.
Which that'll be a shame if it doesn't. I really think that deserves to win. Or the Gris. Could you imagine?
The underdog from Louisiana takes it all.
The first local shop regional. Second place sold 10 million cigars. The winner sold 2,000?
30 bundles to Pennsylvania.
I'd love to see Dave get up on that list.
Yeah.
Too new. I feel like those are all big time brands that have been around forever.
Yeah, you don't see any boutique brands up there.
At all.
Well, well, my father wasn't massive when it won in 2012.
True.
Alec Bradley, they were a pretty big brand.
Yeah, they were a big brand.
Other than that, it's the big ones.
Yeah, they're all pretty big brands.
LFD.
Oliva.
Mm-hmm.
I thought LFD would have had more than one on there.
So yeah, cool list.
We'll see which one wins.
The LFDs aren't everybody's cup of tea.
They're a strong cigar. And that makes sense because the Andalusian Bull is one of their...
more milder ones.
It's a big cigar, but yes, it's definitely more mild.
Really, is it?
Yes.
It's milder.
It's huge, though.
This is surprisingly mild.
What is that?
This is the Suave Maduro.
Suave.
It's a lot milder than I would have expected for an LFD.
Looks
I like
dark.
it.
Yeah. I enjoyed it when the one I had. I don't know what year it was from, but I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah, it's a delicious cigar, and I think it's a winner at like, I don't know what I paid at Kyle's, like $12.
Yeah.
I think it's a great cigar. It's just milder than I would expect with an LFD band.
Nice.
And we know a guy that smokes a ton of diggers too, and I've never had one of those either. Is that special because it's just basically a baseball bat? Is that the appeal?
It's funny because that is once you get up into that ring gauge and that size, you go from a regular cigar to a novelty. That one, it's big enough that it could almost be a novelty, but not.
Right.
There are guys that just smoke those.
Oh yeah,
Quite a bit.
Guys who
There's a guy Yasser at our lounge
who
smokes
smoke
diggers a lot. He buys them by the box.
who smoke 60 rings and larger. That's what they want.
It's too much for me to sit down.
54 is my very top of the line.
I forget what the Bull is. The Bull I think is like 55 or 57. It's big, but once you get up into that, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I can smoke a 60, but it's like there's a limit. Like a 6x60 is pretty much the cap. But if I were going to go like a 60x7 or 60x8, then it becomes unwieldy and too much, at least for me anyway.
Well, I also don't want a cigar. It's going to take me 3.5, 4 hours to smoke.
We're all very similar. I would rather 2 different cigars to get completely different flavors than one that's going to last me 3 hours. That's the same taste the whole time.
My preferred 2 is a Robusto. That's my preferred size. Every now and then a Toro, but if I got a choice between a Toro and a Robusto, I'm going Robusto.
Yeah. For me, it's Lancero, and I love the Salmon.
I love the smaller formats, but I don't love the price of the smaller formats. Like a Corona, I love Coronas, but I struggle to pay, $8 for a Corona, or I could get a Toro for $8.50.
Yeah.
So there's just certain ones where I struggle to justify it, even though it's good and I like the format. Sometimes you just look at that, you get a little sticker shock when you see them.
50 cents more, you have,
twice the cigar.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's my thing with Lanceros. You see some of the Lanceros, you go, okay, for another 50 cents, I can get a Robusto. And I know I'm going to enjoy that because, like I said before, another podcast, I have a love-hate with Lanceros.
Like my favorite Lancero is the LFD Triple Lajero. That's $14. I can get the Chisel, which is way bigger, longer smoke, and it's like $8.
Yeah.
Same blend. Obviously, they don't taste anything. It definitely tastes different, but you get more of a smoke for $9. If you're price conscious, you look at that little ring gauge one, you're like, why is that double?
Yeah.
Harder to make. It's a lot longer, smokes longer, but
they're a little more temperamental. You're more likely to get a bad one.
I'll tell you what, I love chisels. A lot of guys hate them. They say they're cheap or whatever. I love chisels. I know we said the blue. Is there any other cigars that you guys think that might be on the list? Could be an Opus. Maybe the Super Bellicoso has been a big seller for them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'll tell you what, I could totally get behind. They released the LFD flower band. Like, I think it's the 35th or the 30th anniversary. It's a pricey cigar. That's damn good. I could see that one winning.
Yeah.
I don't, like you said, I don't know. There's not enough LFT guys out there.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you think of any that are, there's so many to pick from.
I don't know. It's just, that's the thing. I really haven't kept up with what's new, so I don't know what really qualifies.
And you don't know how much they sell, and does that come into play? You know?
Well, Cigar Aficionado will tell you that they do all these blind. So I don't know that if what they say is true, it doesn't really matter how many they sell. It all depends on what they think of it when they re-smoke it.
I'm calling BS because there's a reason all the top brands are up there. If they're smoking blind, you could get a smaller company that they all liked. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be a way that they know which one is one of the big guys. I don't know, unless it stands out that much.
But what I like from LFD, what you don't see a lot of talk about, is the Airbender. To me, that's a fabulous smoke.
One of the best tubos out there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's one of those ones that it's probably in my head. If I smoke it out of a box, I'm like, that's okay. It's good smoke. But when you pull that out of a tube, same with Oliva V.
Yeah.
It's probably all in my head, but for some reason you yank that out of a tube, I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, I know the Oliva V in the tube. It's got that cedar wrap inside the tube, which I think changes the whole cigar.
Absolutely.
Are there any other top lists that you even pay attention to?
I know all of them do it. Small Batch does it. Half Wheel. I really trust Half Wheel. They're a little pretentious, for our group. They do the whole lacquer, cereal milk, and all that, but they have a good list. What did I just say? Your Small Batch has a great list.
Yeah.
Half Wheel's been around a really long time too. I remember I met Charlie years ago at one of the trade shows, one of the first ones that I went to. So they've been around a really long time.
I like to compare and contrast the lists and see which one's made everyone's list. That gives you more of an idea.
But then again, some of them are regional.
Regional.
I mean, from the area they're taking the poll from or whatever.
I guess we'll have more conversation when we see the list when it comes out.
Yeah, a lot of times that list comes out and I just look at it and go,
Honestly, I probably won't even look at it. I got just too much other shit to do.
Obviously, we'll talk about it, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
We have
it
to.
comes out, I don't seek it, but if it comes out and it pops up on one of my feeds, I'll glance at it and go, no.
It's not like I'm setting reminders on my phone for each day they're releasing them.
No, you'll see this all over Facebook. You'll see it all over Instagram.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it. You're going to see it. But I'm not going to go looking for it.
I don't search it out either.
No.
When they announce it, it just goes everywhere. All the cigar podcasts, all the Facebook pages, they just...
Because it's an incredible boost to sales. No matter where you land. If you make that list, you're selling cigars.
Yeah.
The Andalusian Bull turned into a unicorn because it won that award.
Yeah.
It's still sought after these days. I do think it's finally, after all these years, what year was it?
2016, I thought?
It's finally...
Yeah, 16.
There was, I'd say, 6 or 7 year time where you couldn't get them. If you seen them, you just bought them all. We've had Andalusian Bull in the local for over a year. Always there when it's ready. I used to buy them all up because I was like, I can never get them. Now it's nice to know I don't have to hoard them because they're there if I want them. So I'd say that one finally calmed down over freaking 10 years, almost a decade after it won.
Mm-hmm. To me, I mean, you love it. I mean, I wasn't that blown away with it. I thought it was a nice cigar. It was good, but I was not blown away with it.
I might feed into the hype a bit.
Yeah.
And it's a big cigar.
You
Yeah.
hype? No. Get out of
Call
here.
me the hype beast. I'm a sucker for a marketing ploy. I always tell that story. They're like, Yuengling was my beer of choice, and it wasn't when I started. I hated Yuengling. I was a Budweiser regular guy. this was before IPAs. I obviously got into the craft brew craze later, but when I turned 21, it was Budweiser.
Couldn't bring yourself to drink that Schuylkill Punch?
So what happened was the local watering hole, I was an avid snowboarder, I still am, but they got this Yuengling lager snowboard and they hung it up behind the bar. And I was like, and it was a real one too. It wasn't like one of those fake ones that you just hang up. It was legit by a good company that made it. You could use it. And I was like, I kind of need this. I said to the owner, how much for that? He goes, well, you just got to drink Yuengling. And I was like, ugh. So the first couple of weeks, I caught a taste for it. I said, that stuff works, man. And then from then on, I didn't have any more Budweiser. It was all Yuengling.
I used to drink a lot of Yuengling. I haven't had it in years.
That's the greatest. That's
I was drinking Yuengling before it was popular. Everybody go, what the hell is that? Yuengling. What the hell's that? What the hell's a Yuengling?
Because we always called it lager around here. If you ordered a lager, but I remember going to like Ocean City, Maryland before Yuengling, to be like, lager? Yeah, we got lots of lager. I'm like, no.
Yuengling lager.
Same thing. I went to visit a friend out in Ohio, and we went to a bar, and what can I get you? Nah, give me a lager. We have lots of lagers.
We got like 14 on tap.
And I was like, let me get a Yuengling. He's like, was that Chinese? We don't have that.
Yuengling. No, that's funny. And now everywhere you go, even if you go to Ocean City, Maryland, you order a lager, they know what you mean.
Well, even back then, lagers to me were good, but to me, the black and tans blew everything away. I
so good.
Drank tons of black and tans.
My grandfather was cheap, so he used to buy the Yuengling Premium for premium in the can.
Oh,
I drank a lot of Ying Premium. They had that Lord Chesterfield ale.
Yeah,
that was my dad
good.
Loves that beer. He'd always go, "We're drinking the Lord's beer tonight, boys."
I don't know that I ever really cared for the porter, but the black and tan was good.
Yeah.
I remember I was in a Irish pub. It was like the Whistling Pig on St. Patrick's Day in Times Square. So we go up. Obviously, we had to do car bombs, and I thought the guy was going to kick my ass because he was like, "Okay, you want Jameson, or obviously?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he started to pour the harp, and I was like, "No. I want Yuengling." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, lager." And he was just, like, he was so disgusted with me that I didn't want harp Irish stout. And just mix it with the lager, please. And he's like, okay, let's get this kid out.
Heathen. Yeah, but there was a time where if you didn't live in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Upper Delaware, you couldn't get it. It was...
Same with Rolling Rock.
Yeah.
Now that's been bought out, and Latrobe is what? 2 hours from us?
It's not made in Latrobe anymore.
I mean, when it was, when it originally was.
No,
right.
Latrobe's like out by Pittsburgh, isn't it?
Okay, so that's what, 5 hours?
5 hours,
Yeah.
Still, though, it was close enough, but now it's national.
Well, it's still local.
I don't think they brew it in Latrobe anymore.
No, it's done in Trenton.
I wonder if it still says from the...
No.
It doesn't.
No.
It used to say what from the...
For the Rolling Springs
of Old Latrobe or
of
whatever.
Old Latrobe. Now it's from the Delaware River.
It's funny because I always, for some reason, I thought Rolling Rock was better out of those little pony
Oh,
bottles.
the ponies were the rocked.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like you get a full size one or even draft and you're like, for some reason, those little bottles, it just was better.
7-ounce ponies were, that's all I bought them.
I always thought Budweiser tasted better out of a bottle
Yeah.
than draft.
I was never a canned beer guy. Bottle, or draft.
With the IPA craze, everyone said that cans are like, there's a brewery called The Alchemist in Vermont. They make, it's usually rated like one of the top beers always. It's called Heady Topper. And their company's called The Alchemist. It says on the can, drink it out of the can.
Yeah.
It's their beer with the aluminum or whatever. If you pour that in a glass, people are like, whoa, you got to drink that out of the can.
I think I still got half a case of that at home.
That's incredible.
I love them.
You used to have to go to Vermont.
That's where I got them. Every
Eventually-
time I used to go up to my daughter's in Vermont, that was one of the stops.
Now you can get it at like the local place.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not as fun anymore.
I'd stop, get 3 cases, bring them home.
It's the old Krispy Kreme theory. They weren't really that good. it was that hype to drive to the state line for us, right before we got to Delaware. And the sign was on, oh, let's get in there for a hot donut. When you could get it down the street at Wawa or Giant, you realized these donuts aren't even that good. And that's what crushed them.
Never liked them.
They went too big too fast, and it just... Ew.
I remember when they first opened up one of their places in Northeast Philly. I was like, hell yeah. I'd go out of my way just to get them because they were hot, fresh. They go to Walmart. They're all over the place in Walmart
Everywhere.
now.
And it's just not the same.
No.
What else we got?
That's it. That's all we got.
You can riff a little.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to talk about the Christmas extravaganza next week, but again, we'll still talk. I don't care. So we're going to have the LACC guys on, and what they have done is they're going to curate great gifts to give to the cigar smoker for Christmas. They're going to do some accessories. They're going to do some cigar bundles. So if you want to show your wife or your significant other or your mom something that you'd like for Christmas, just send them the podcast, tell them to watch, and then they can go on and purchase, some stuff that they want.
Are they going to have a link on their website?
We're going to do all that. We're going to do all that. I have to talk to them, but I'm sure they're going to make a section of, if you're coming
Christmas
here from
gifts.
the pod, check this out. A Smoke and Steel hoodie would look nice on any of your significant others' Christmas apparel, so that you can do that. We'll link our online shop for shirts and hoodies, and we're going to work on hats and stuff, so that's exciting. As you can see, we're all rocking them now.
I want to get beanies.
I want one so bad.
I
looked.
I want an embroidered beanie.
Not cheap.
No.
I'm going to talk to my guy. I have a guy in Vegas that he makes custom stuff. I'm going to see if he can send it. And he always hooks me up big. I'm going to talk to him about beanies. You can get the screen printed beanies.
I don't want one of those.
I know. You have to do he has a machine that embroiders too. So I'm going to, at least for us, just to get just some for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll link all that stuff in, and that's just exciting to have another tie-in episode with those guys and spend your money.
Yeah, it goes back to that relationship thing. I like working with those guys. They're always fun.
It's always a good time hearing those guys.
And what we want is viewers, and they help us out with that.
Yeah.
If we can, in turn, drive them some business, because we don't sell cigars, so.
No, we just purchase a lot.
Yes, we do. I think that's why they come on, just because we spend so much money. They don't want to piss us off.
Gris sales are down. Reach out to Eric. Set up an appointment for the pod.
They sell more Gris in Philadelphia than they do in Louisiana. It blows my mind.
I really do like that cigar.
Yeah, me too.
I got 2 left. I'm going to have to order another bundle soon.
And I'll tell you what, Eric Gurgle, who's on the pod here, he's very particular. And for a cigar to make it into his rotation, it's not easy. And the Grigri has made it into his rotation. For us, we're always open to new things and trying. He's more of a creature of habit.
Oh.
So for that to get in there says more than us liking it.
He's Mr. Foundation, Mr. Black Label.
He doesn't change very much.
No.
Yeah, so shout out to he's in Hawaii right now.
I saw pictures.
I tried to get him to do it tonight, but I was like, yo, you coming on tonight? And he's like, dude, it's 10:30 right now. I was like, oh. I was like, hey, we're going to be on the pod in like 2 hours. He's like, I just had breakfast. And I'm like, he said next Tuesday. Oh, it's a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, Gergs.
You're out.
He is going to try and make a trip to JR Wine and Stop to get us the local black labels that you can only get there.
Yeah.
So I sent him the address, and he's going to try and make a trip over. So.
Nice.
So we talked about the LACC guys, having those guys on. Dave West was on. We had a good time with him. So let's just assume that the entire cigar world listens to us. Who do you want to have on next? If you had a wish list, who would you want on it?
It's changed.
Reach for the stars.
It's changed since we started. I would love to collab with the Creekside guys. I know it's kind of weird because it's 2 competition podcasts going against. I don't really think we're at that level
We're
yet.
not there, company.
I know. So, which I'm hoping they like, these little guys can come on, no problem. Huber would be.
They might say, hey, come out to Ohio and sit in on one.
That would be sweet. I think John Hubert would be awesome.
John Huber. I'd like to get Mo on.
I know. He's so busy right now with the release of the Red Pill.
Oh, he's in Nicaragua now, working on some more new blends.
Yeah.
I always really like Willie Herrera. I'd love to catch up with him. I haven't talked to him in a very, very long time.
I think the local guy from Skipback would be fun. We don't have to go huge, but
Jim.
Yeah.
That would be such a cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited about our listener episode. I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. It'll be good to see faces, put faces with the names.
Right.
And see what they're smoking. You know, they might be smoking stuff we don't know about, or
I'll tell you what, just reaching out to those guys has been so rewarding.
yeah.
So I talked to Walt and I was like, hey, what do you think about this? He's like, that's a good idea. But Walt's like, what if none of them want to come on? And I was like, well, so I was like, okay. So I made a list. Boom, boom, boom. Our top guys that are always there, top fans, people who interact. I was like, okay, here's the list. Got all their Facebook pages. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send out some feelers. And almost all of them got back to me immediately. And they all were like, I had a couple that were like, if I have time. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, dude, you're big time at me and you are a software engineer. Like, and the others, it made their freaking day.
Yeah, well, you know, people have lives. They have wives, kids.
Right.
You know,
But
jobs.
some of them were like, I can't believe you even like reached out. Like, what an honor just to be recognized. I'm like, oh, this is really nice.
Yeah.
So
Dude, yous are helping us.
and it's also going to get a lot of guys that we know that listen. That's part of our group on. Like Matt's going to come on. He already said he wants to come on. He's one of our OG listeners from day one. He has it queued up on his phone that it gives him a message when the new one drops, and he turns it on. He does air rating of lawns and fixes lawns. So right in his headphones, he listens to us immediately. I said, I want to get you on and just, thank you. And he's like, oh, I don't know about that. And I'm like, you shut up. You're coming on. These other guys I can't force. You want forcing on.
That's what my wife will go, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm listening to the podcast. She goes, weren't you there? Yeah, but
I totally forget when an episode goes live. I'm like, that feels like a year ago. Because we're here every week.
Yeah.
So it's like it blends together for us. The people who are watching are like, is it Wednesday yet? Like, come on. And we're like, look at that setup. We only had 2 mics in this episode.
Well, even Dave was impressed. He goes, God, look at the setup these guys got going on now.
And not to toot our own horns, but so me and Walt have been actively looking at other podcasts to get, tips, tricks. And we seen this list. I don't know how legit it is, was the top 10 cigar podcasts. And what we did was we went through the entire list and we watched snippets of episodes. And I was like, most of them don't have cameras. They were good, but it was just talking. One thing I think our listeners love, we're all here together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're one of the only ones that meet every week together. Almost all of them, even the big boys, Creekside meets together. Theirs is like a big production. But other than that, like the 9 under Creekside, we're all Skyped boxes in every episode. Some guy's audio sucks. It's very digital and I don't like that feel. We're all here together. We're all in the same audio.
But even when we have the guys on from like Louisiana, and even when Dave was on, I saw it. There is like a lag when, not like a technology lag, like it's not keeping up, but there's like this social lag where you'll say something that you think is funny, and then there's that momentary pause where like the other person's got to think about it. Like, all right, was this meant to be funny? Were you taking a jab?
It's not an instantaneous laugh that we would have here.
It's not like here, if I say something, I can read your face. Oh, that was funny. Or kind of got under his skin.
They have enough time to start thinking about the next thing that they say. And if they hear someone pipe in quick, it totally throws them off. And that's what those other ones get because they're all in different places. We have that instantaneous, you make a joke, we all laugh immediately. It's not that digital delay. Not saying we're better than everyone, but
well, that's one thing I think we have going for us, that we have a local group and we get together and it's fun.
Yeah. Like I always think guys say, well, it's a bunch of knuckleheads getting together, smoking cigars, talking, busting balls and having fun. If that's what you're into, that's us.
we'd be doing the exact same thing if we didn't have these TVs and mics here.
Right.
It'll be a little more on PC, but
Believe
believe it or not,
a lot more on PC.
Yeah.
this
believe it
is
or not.
polished, folks.
And if something not polished goes out, Walt edits it.
Not always.
Trust me, we know. But yeah, so going through that list, it's exciting to see where we are and compare and contrast, and
Hey.
we just got to get more people to listen.
For the months we've been doing it, not years, you got guys out there been doing this for years.
Hundreds of episodes.
So
Yeah.
we went through the list, and the guy that was at like 7, I was like, does that really say 392 episodes?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. I'm like, dang, we've come so far, and what are we at? Live 15 episodes?
No, 17 or 18 just
17 or
published.
18.
So I mean, it hasn't been a very long time.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Feels like years.
We started this, what, in the summertime? Sitting
Yeah.
here in T-shirts.
Like July. Yeah, so I mean, it hasn't been
6
very
months.
long. Yeah, I think we've grown tremendously in that short period of time,
Yeah.
and that's been really hopeful. Like I'm really glad to see that.
I threw you off this weekend. Normally it's business stuff or stupid memes we send each other, and I just said to Walt one morning, I woke up and I was like, do you think we've been, I said, what did I say? Are you happy with our progression? Did you think we'd be where we are now? And you were like, well, that was deep for 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I don't know. I just woke up and I watched some of the episode. I was like, are you happy with where we are?
Oh, I think for the amount of time we've been doing this, we're leaps and bounds of where I thought we'd ever be. I thought we'd have, 5 or 6 steady listeners, and we've blown that way out of the water.
And it's funny you said that, Jim, because that's what I said to Walt. Walt's been in this realm decades, so he's chewed the dirt. It's new for us, so we're blown away.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, this is where we should be. I'm like, shut up, dude. Say this is freaking awesome. But it's just because you've done it for so long.
But I remember the early days of Stogie Review.
What was that like? When you first started, was it like 10 people?
It was never started to be anything. It was me and a friend. We were playing video games at the time, and
Nerd.
there was a forum, the group that we were in, and we were kind of overrunning the forum with all this cigar jabber. So my buddy started Stogie Review, and it was just us kind of back and forth making suggestions, and people started reading it, and it blew up really fast. Like astonishingly fast. We got popular much sooner than I ever imagined we would. And suddenly we were someone in the industry.
Not to say that you didn't do an amazing job. I think at that point, there was not a lot out there. Does that sound? I mean, now there's so much media, so much things to digest and look at. And I think it's more competition now.
Yeah, there's probably, well, when we started, there were a lot of blogs. We were an early adopter of video, and I think that helped us a lot. But now, I mean, everyone's got something, so it's really hard to cut through the noise.
I definitely think we're doing a good job of that. But like you said, it's a tough industry.
But I mean, I think if we know what we want, and we clearly do, and we just keep driving forward with that, and we don't deviate or make exceptions, and we're obviously not trying to just grab views and things like that, then I think we'll just continue to grow.
Yeah.
And we've always said when it gets stale or we're not having fun anymore, we'll have to reevaluate. But I have a freaking blast.
Oh, yeah.
I look forward to it every week.
I look forward to every Tuesday.
If we're like, hey, you want to get on Thursday and film? Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I love, because Eddie was the one we were like, he's got so much knowledge and he's such an asset for us because he's on the road. He sees the different lounges. We didn't know how he was going to be. So the first couple of times he had been on once, and we're like, hey, and he was like, yeah, I liked it. The next Thursday, he's like, hey, I'm in town. You guys want to hang out? We're like, yeah, we're going to go to Walt's. He's like, do you want to film tonight? And I thought in my head that was him going, I just want to hang out. And I was like, no, we don't have to. And he goes, no, we should film. And I was like, oh, all right, well, let's go. I totally misread it,
Yeah.
Even guys like Rob. I didn't think Rob would like this at all. And he loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I mean, it was really weird when we started it because I didn't know how to gauge who would be interested and who wouldn't. So it's become much more than I thought it would. In terms of like everyone's motivation, like everyone just seems eager and interested to just hang out, which is what makes it fun.
I mean, guys like Tommy who live far away.
Yeah.
He wants to come in as much as he can. You know, it's like he drives what, an hour and 15 to get here?
Yeah.
The thing that really stuck out to me the most, what do they say? Your biggest critics are going to be those people around you, family, friends. They know you before this. When we started this, our core group, we got a lot of, a podcast, huh? Oh, you guys are all just messing around. And it was a big joke. And you know, at that time, we had no legs under us, so we just had to sit there and take it. Well, yeah, we're having fun. We got some listeners. As it...
For me, when I hear stuff like that, it's like, oh, I'm going to fucking show you.
and that's what it's been. It's what a... It's not a joke anymore.
Yeah.
It was they ragged us.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are on a pod? It's going to be us listening. There's none of that anymore.
No.
There is zero of that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, who's on the podcast this week? Or what are you going to talk about? I'm like, interesting.
The guys that were busting our balls, making fun of us.
Well, why haven't I been on yet?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You went from you couldn't catch me in that room with you guys talking to each other with no one listening.
Right.
Oh, well, Dave West was on. Oh, well, when can I come on? Mm-hmm. Suck it.
Back of the line, chump.
That's been exciting to me, just to see the change local. Because like I said, that's our biggest critics, or the people that knew us before this and all that.
Well, even my one son-in-law, he's like, when I first told him we're doing he kind of like snickered and like, now he's like, what'd you guys talk about last week? When's the new one coming out? Well, dude, Discord, it's out on Saturdays and it drops on Wednesdays.
Nope. Spotify in the morning, YouTube at 6.
Yeah. I'm like,
Our wives.
yeah.
My wife is like, really? Podcast?
Yeah.
Now she's a freaking top fan. She supports us because there's something to support.
Yeah.
What's crazy because a lot of podcasts are kind of a flash in the pan. You know, like people get really excited to do it and they record a couple of episodes, and then when they don't see any sort of momentum, it just drops off. And there are some great podcasts that just a couple episodes and then they quit. And it's like, why didn't you just stick with it?
You have to.
Just ride the wave, man. Just get through it.
It's tough at first.
It is.
If we could go back to that first episode, I do from time to time. Actually, more than I should. I go back to that first episode on Spotify and I'm like, listen to us. We were so nervous.
Yeah.
We look how relaxed we are right now. That first episode, we all were. Don't put your phone down. Don't even let your phone see. And now we're like, yeah. We were so tight and so nervous.
Well, it was something new. We didn't know what we were getting into.
Cigars.
Oh, I remember the first time Walt set up at the lounge doing a Stogie review. And I was like, do I want to go to this? I'm like, I don't know what it's and I'm like, yeah, why not? And I had a blast. It was just like, okay, here's a bunch of cigars. I'm not going to tell you what they are, how much they cost.
We're just going to talk.
Yeah, light them up. Tell me what you think.
And Walt won't tell you, but you were his biggest surprise.
Yeah, you were. You just have that
You didn't know.
being, that presence where you just don't take shit. And when I said, hey, we gonna do this podcast, and I was really expecting you to go, I don't have time for that nonsense.
And you've lived it. You know what I mean? Like, well, what do I need to talk about it? I lived it my whole life. And yet you're one of the biggest assets we have.
Well, I appreciate it. I enjoy being here. I enjoy you guys. You know, you guys make it for me. I mean, I look forward to Tuesdays and when we get together on Thursdays, or even if we're just hanging out at the club on Thursdays. I mean, it's
like I said,
it's fun.
Microphones or not.
We're together. We're a group. Whether we're on here or we're just hanging out.
Motley crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like I said, if it gets stale, But for now, it's so exciting. And
Right.
just
We'll
to see,
reevaluate.
if we had 10 listeners, we'd be having just as much fun.
Oh, yeah.
We'd be like, come on, guys, start listening. But to see how much we've grown, it's just awesome.
It's really cool that sometimes we don't know who's going to show up until they walk through the door.
Yeah.
That's always kind of a nice surprise. It just throws everything for a loop. Like everything falls apart until they get settled. But it's just really cool. It's like, oh shit, someone's coming through the door.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who's showing up this week?
It's Rob, and he almost face planted.
Some nights we have not enough microphones.
Right.
And other nights it's just the three of us.
Right. Where it's usually the core four of us. But, I mean, some nights we got 8 people here. It's
crazy.
It's just nuts. But
Yeah,
that's what makes it fun.
We had 10 the one night sitting around. That was
We couldn't even see each other. We're like, Jim over there?
But it's the group of guys. We've been together years before we started this. I mean, years.
That's why I think it's doing so well.
Yeah.
We had this podcast built in. It just, we didn't film it.
Right. It wasn't like a bunch of guys who just met, 4 months ago and decided we're going to do this. We've known each other. I've known Walt forever. And it's just, we're friends above everything else.
And my wife said the one time, she's like, when you guys turn the cameras off, do you just not talk? And I was like, no. We do the same exact thing. Like,
No,
when I wrap up and say, hey, have a good night, folks.
Except for the PC goes out the window.
yeah. We missed some of the best stuff with
The camera's off, correct? Okay.
All right, guys, cameras off. We're going.
Well, yeah. So I think that's a good place to shut her down. Like we said, we got our Christmas episode coming up. I hope you enjoyed it. That'll be up next week with the guys. But as always, we thank you so much for your support. This has been another episode of the Smoke and Steel podcast, coming at you live from Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Taking care of some business.
Business. Well, that was good.
Yeah.
That episode sucked.
Eric, you're a dick.
Sucked.